wish this Constitution for the United States, for the United States, for the United States, for the United States, for the United States of America, of America, of America.
The contestants are the actual writers and framers of the Constitution, duking it out to the last founding father standing. Here to go over the rules is my co-host, Bill O'Rice. Bill?
Thank you! This year we conjured up the founding fathers so you can witness the birth of our nation. You know, Sally, I was just birthed with my son, and it wasn't pretty.
Why don't you go on with the rules, Bill?
I mean, all the yelling and screaming, it was horrible. The doctors told me I'd have to be quiet or leave the room.
The birth of the nation, Bill?
Oh, yeah, right. Through a magical process referred to by scientists as a magical process. We provide the creators of the Constitution. Each week, we'll be following these survivors as they explain how they contributed to the makings of the Constitution. At the end of each episode, will be the one individual judged to be the least important will be sent back to the bleak, pathless oblivion of history. Is this gonna be fun or what?
Let's get started. Here are John Hancock and Samuel Huntington, leaders of the Confederation Congress in the mid-1780s. Their word that they will be held accountable for the Articles of Confederation, the first governing document of the country. It was in effect before, and had some major problems.
I'll tell you right now, speaking metaphorically, no one can hold us responsible for the weaknesses of the Articles of Confederation. They've done their job successfully getting the colonies through the Revolutionary War.
And for 6 years, they've given the 13 states some sort of national government.
But we know all the problems. No strong central government, no way to control executive branch, no way to raise money, no federal court system, and no way to control state legislators.
But it's not our fault. Maybe we could convince the other founders to vote out Ben Franklin. He's 80 years old, out playing with his kite in thunderstorms.
Are just the waste of ink.
We have no way to enforce our acts. We can't raise troops and we can't tax. The Articles of Confederation restate. This won't do, this won't do, this won't do. 13 states without glue, states without glue. Time we tried something new. The Articles of Confederation just won't do. Just won't do. Just won't do.
Have you heard the news?
What news?
Hancock is scheming against me again, isn't he? I knew it!
I don't know about Hancock, but I do have news.
Have they finally named a state after me?
No, not that.
A city then? Congress could at least name a city after me.
Sorry, Ben. You're leaning towards Washington next.
Washington? For a city?
Maybe a state, too.
Both? What about me?
Well, they named a stove after you.
A stove? A stove?
It was either that or New Species Squirrel. But I've got bigger.
Congress has accepted my proposal to hold a convention for a new constitution? That's fantastic.
Well, yes and no. It's not supposed to be for every new constitution. You see, Congress has agreed to allow me to go to convention next May. For the sole and express purpose of revising the Articles of Confederation, we're calling it a federal convention.
That's ridiculous. We need to throw out the articles and start all over. We need a constitutional convention.
I know. So here's my plan. We need to form an alliance.
Yes, an alliance against Hancock. We'll vote him off. Him and that quill.
Sure, Ben. First, I've got something else in mind.
Told us what we could do. It is not budget, so just adjust it. A fresh coat of paint on new. Congress wants just provision. A fix-it-up job here and there.
Rhode Island.
What's that?
Rhode Island refused to send any delegates.
I've always been suspicious about Rhode Island.
Don't worry about it, Bill.
I mean, it's not even an island.
Bill,
Or a road. It's completely misleading tourists.
let it go, Bill. The other state legislators elected 74 delegates.
74? How many founding fathers does one country need?
Only 55 attended the meetings in Philadelphia.
That's still a pretty big pack of patriots. And we've revived them all. They aren't all going to get tortured for tribal council, are they? Pennsylvania State House will go up in a ball of flame.
Independence Hall, as it is now known, will be just fine. By the end of the summer of 1787, only 39 signed the Constitution, and one of them will be the winner of Reviver Philadelphia.
I hope it's no one from Rhode Island. We should win this Reviver thing easy. We solve the biggest problem of the convention.
Too much starch in our wigs? No, how to make sure big states and little states feel they have a saying in strong national government.
Not many big states will never give us a Congress with equal representatives for each state.
And you little states weren't exactly thrilled at a Congress that gave representatives according to population.
We're awesome! How do we solve this? Weren't you there when he came up with the two-house compromise?
Yeah, but I couldn't hear anything.
Too much starch in my wig.
We just signed our share, but the big states tries to us out. That would only be fair. They say blah 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 blah. I've already got that on my mind. They said blah 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 blah. We're ready to compromise. We're ready to compromise. Ready to compromise.
Washington. He's exhausted. The convention is finally over. He's having a dream and we're in it. We're not really here. Oh, I'm Thomas Jefferson.
And I'm John Adams. We can't win Revive Philadelphia. We were both in Europe as ambassadors during the writing of the Constitution. But before that, we were the main authors, Jefferson and I were the main authors of the Declaration of Independence.
Actually, I was the main author of the Declaration.
Stuff it, Jefferson.
You're a bitter man, Adams.
I will whip you an election for second president of the United States.
By 3 votes, and I'll be elected the third president because people will be tired of looking at your sad little face.
Your state's rights reactionary.
Federalist!
Your mama.
Sorry, George.
We are. This is a dream.
Wow, that convention was really tiring me out.
Of course it did. But now your subconscious is trying to tell you that all your work as chairman of the convention really paid off.
So I'm dreaming this because I'm worried about the country's future?
Sure. Or it could be the 4 cheesesteaks you ate as a midnight snack.
Your convention really did good work. Although I would have liked to see a Bill of Rights, I'm especially pleased at the system of checks and balances. 3 branches of government, each kept from the other 2 from gaining too much power.
You think the executive branch will work? People think it's too close to having a king.
No way. The presidency is cool, George. You'll find out.
I will?
Trust us on this one. Not only do you get all kinds of important powers, but you can eat dessert anytime you want. Chocolate at midnight.
Look at all the great stuff the Constitution has said for the president.
The presidential veto. Knowing Congress cannot reach me. Let those airbags come impeach me.
4-year terms with no term limit. Amendment 22 will trim it. It said that 2 terms would do it. Thank you, FDR, you blew it.
Executive branch, executive branch. 13 state legislators must approve it. And to be honest, a majority of Americans are probably against it.
Let's have a reward challenge to settle it. Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr can mud wrestle.
John, I'm having trouble accepting the Constitution.
Sam, you anti-federalists are missing the point. Haven't you read the Federalist Papers I wrote with Madison and Hamilton? It was an excellent point.
It looks too much like a monarchy to me, and you made so many compromises.
Sure, the Constitution is a bundle of compromises. Some of them can be very uncomfortable. And 3/5 of the population as slaves. Of course, they can't vote.
But that's just part of it. I don't like the executive branch or trust a strong central government. The government is best which governs least. Ooh, that was a good one. Throw around famous quotations. This award challenge is getting nasty.
But you've seen the kind of mess we're in without the presidency.
I know, but there's no guarantee anywhere in the documents of the rights of the individual.
I told you, Sam, we need to vote yes on the Constitution right now.
Wait, before you decide, don't you want to know what you're playing for?
We know we're playing for the future of our country.
Yeah, that and a punch and a Tesla.
The votes have all been counted at last.
The first day of the Constitution in December of 1787, but it was 6 more months before the verdict was made.
Here's the word for the Constitution.
Delaware was #1, Pennsylvania 2, New Jersey 10, Georgia next, Connecticut came through, and Massachusetts, Maryland, North Carolina signed, and New Hampshire caught on board. We only needed 9. You've done it! Ratified, ratified, the USA is bona fide. We're satisfied the Constitution passed. We're satisfied we're ratified at last. Henry shouted no, Virginia still said yes. New York went out for weeks and weeks. No one has left the streets. Carolina haven't yet. Carolina signed. No one seemed to care. I hate Rhode Island! Ratified, ratified, the USA is bona fide. We're satisfied the Constitution passed. We're satisfied at
I was also telling Mr. Madison here, all you have to do is stick with me, and we can make it to the final 3.
That sounds wonderful, but can we rely on you?
Are you crazy? With this fake lie? I think, wait, don't answer that. Good hands.
Do you think we can trust him, James? There are all those nasty rumors during the war. And there's always a turncoat in these reviver shows.
Of course you can trust him. I know faces, James, and his just truth and honesty.
You sure that's not hollandaise sauce?
Don't be catty. Just give the name that wonderful egg dish after him and not you.
But James, the ham was my idea. It should be eggs James, not eggs Benedict.
Let's not go through this again. You'll be remembered for lots of other things.
Not like you, James. You're already being called the father of the Constitution for your efforts at the convention. And you're in first post And you're in the House of Representatives in first post-constitutional Congress.
And you're a senator. How cool is that?
You know, honestly, I'd love to be president someday.
I know, me too. But wasn't the chances of two guys named James from Virginia being elected to the presidency one right after another?
I know, but I can dream, can't I?
Besides, we're getting so much done in Congress that
We rule the roofs on Capitol Hill. Article 1, the rivers laws. Congress is cool 'cause we make the laws. In session, we make the laws. Yeah, we pass the bills. We rule the roofs on Capitol Hill. Article 1, the rivers laws. Congress is cool 'cause we make the laws. Congress is cool 'cause we make the laws. Congress is cool 'cause we make the laws.
I want to explain why before I get voted off. In 1776, I wrote the Virginian Declaration of Rights, the first protection of individual rights in North America. So great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter, Selena Gomez. What a difference a few centuries make. Ever since I got a reviver, she has been hounding me to drive her places.
Hi, Georgie. What you doing?
I'm explaining why I didn't sign the Constitution.
That's silly. If you don't sign it, you can't cash it. Even I know that.
No, Selena. I wrote the Virginia Declaration of Rights that I wanted, the Constitution, also to include a Bill of Rights.
I'm an heiress.
You see, the Constitution didn't have a Bill of Rights, so I refused to sign. But during the ratification process, we were promised the Constitution would be amended and these rights would be added.
Like what?
Well, for example, freedom of press.
The press? You mean like in dry cleaning?
No, as in newspapers.
Oh, the paparazzi. I love the paparazzi.
Of course you do.
Certain things you can't take away. Freedom of assembly, speech, and the press. Portion anyone believes. Whoa. Freedom of petition and the right to bear arms. And take away your funds. Bill of Rights will guarantee that you and I will still be free. The Bill of Rights is here to say there's certain things you can't take away. The Bill of Rights is here for you.
Politicking is hot and heavy.
Guys, you gotta vote up me with your coffee name before it's too late.
I know. If we weren't beaten, the rocket name we're up to. Looks like we've got a couple of our contestants plotting to make a move. Excuse me. Boy, don't be so hard on yourself.
Oh, we don't mind. So we played an important role in being two of the scholars of influential early Americans no one ever knows.
We're patriots. Are you planning to ambush someone? Maybe so.
What? That? No, not us.
Do you want me to repeat what I just heard you say?
No, look, you cannot tell us so.
Of the Constitution left the power.
Did somebody mention my name? Would anyone dare to vote me off Reviver?
Never, Justice Marshall.
I, who participated in 1,000 decisions as Chief Justice and wrote 519 of them myself, could somebody even think of removing me from the bench?
Preposterous.
I, who inherited a pathetic Supreme Court, the feeblest of the three branches, and then made it inferior to none, some pipsqueak would think about concluding against me?
No way.
After all, my fellow justices, wasn't it I who came up with the concept of judicial review in Marbury v. Madison? The power of the Supreme Court to declare laws unconscionable? Genius it was, boys. Pure genius.
One day you're in, the next day you're out. You're the last one to the pit stop, and I'm sorry to say, you've been eliminated. Pack up your knives and leave.
The rough survivor.
Drum roll, please.
The one in debate.